let's start there. Okay, let's start there. There are 4 special journals. Okay, let's see if we can name them. Sales journal, purchases journal. Let's write them down. Sales journal, purchases, cash, receipts, cash, payments. Those are the 4 special journals. Okay? So the goal in life is to look at a transaction and see, does it fit into one of these? If it doesn't, by default, you have to go where with it? The general journal. Okay? So the whole scheme of things is you're posting a transaction to one of these 4 special journals or to the general journal. Okay? All of those post to the general ledger. And then with the general ledger, you've got some two subsidiary ledgers that are two-way streets, and these are the accounts payable and accounts receivable, where we have the individual customer and vendor balances. Okay? So that's, if we're doing that on the fly, that's not a bad visual representation of how they work.
Where do we word that? There's so many pages.
Okay. Yes, there are lots of pages. I'll give you that. But there are only 4 special journals, plus our friend, the general journal. So you look at a transaction. Does it go here? Does it go here? Does it go here? Does it go here? Oh, darn, it must go there.
Those are easier than the other ones. I mean, just because
What other ones? These?
when the first chapters we did, I do like the cash, just for the logging of things. It's less general ledgers. It just seems going through.
Okay.
Just different.
Okay. Okay. First question.
Do we have to memorize every journal, how it's set up?
You have to memorize everything.
Like we have to put it?
No, I'll give you the layout for it, okay? Just because you asked nicely.
I don't have that mind capacity right now.
It's okay. Just like I normally give you on the exams, I usually give you the headers. I'll help you out with that, okay? I'll give you the headers. I'll even tell you which of the special journals it is on the exam.
Yay!
Okay? Well, you can tell from the headers, right? Okay.
Wait.
Yes. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so you're going to put the date, the description, the post reference based on the
Those are the headers. Yes,
You're gonna
ma'am.
put that? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Moving right along.
Exercise 9.5, I just want to see if you could go over how the entry in the general journal is supposed to be written, just so I can make sure that I did it right.
Okay. Exercise 9.5. Go ahead and read it for us.
Okay, let's see. Chin Corporation received a bank statement showing a balance of $14,700 as of October 31st, 2013.
Okay, hang on. Is this a bank reconciliation question?
Oh, yeah, bank
Okay,
reconciliation.
we didn't cover that. That was something we have to cover tonight. Okay?
Oh, we're not doing that.
So I'd like to cover it before we jump.
What are you going over at chapter 8?
Well, we got up to bank recs and I said, hey, look, everybody's tired. We're going home. Okay. So we're going to cover bank recs tonight. Okay? Cool. Yes, ma'am?
That's my question. Anything else in banking or just that? I mean, do we, like the check stuff?
The information's there, but that's going to be more of the multiple choice questions as opposed to a problem that you're going to do.
So mostly just the bank reconciliation part?
Yes.
Okay.
I can practical guarantee that you'll see one on the exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Next question.
Exercise 9.3, reporting the establishment of pay cash
I'm confused on petty cash, I need you to go with that.
Okay. Establishing petty cash. So go ahead and read the problem for us.
On January 2nd, West Minster Legal Clinic issued check 2108 for $350 to establish a petty cash fund.
Okay.
What question is this?
This is exercise 9.3,
Page 302.
page 302. Okay? And they're asking us to do what with the information?
Indicate how the transaction would be recorded in a cash payments journal.
Okay. So here's where you're going to help me out. What are the headers for the cash payments journal?
AP debit.
What?
AP debit.
Cash payments journal?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a date description.
Date?
Number.
Check number? Hang on. Check number. Description. Post reference.
AP debit.
AP debit.
Other accounts debit. Purchase discount credit and cash credit.
There's that account we were talking about. Okay? So, we have a transaction where we are going to issue a check. They gave us a date. What was it, by the way?
January 2nd.
Okay. 1-2- let's give it this current year, 13. Check number is 2108. Description, create. Petty cash fund. Petty cash fund leaves it in question as to how we're going to spend the money.
The account name would be
So we don't have a post reference. We're not paying off accounts payable. We don't have an, do we have an other?
Yeah.
We do have an other, right? So we've got an amount, which is the $350. And then the account number that it goes to is going to be the GL account number. Need another color. The GL account number for petty cash is the posting reference that goes there. Okay? Our credit to cash is going to be $350 because cash goes down. And our debit is to the other account, petty cash. Is this petty cash account on the income statement? No, it's on the balance sheet, right? Because it's still an asset until we actually spend the money. Did we use the post reference at all? Not this one. We used this one, but not this one. Because why don't we use this one? It doesn't affect accounts payable. Okay? Good?
You put a subsidiary account's name, like you know it says other account debits and it says account name and then post reference. Should you put petty cash fund or the account that it's going to be? That it's going to
You have an amount and then you have the post reference column, right?
There's another.
And there's a description in there too, yeah. I didn't write those in.
Yeah, just regular cash.
Description, amount, nor did I leave myself room. And then post reference. So under description, I'm going to squeeze it in there, okay? So there would be your
Wouldn't be account title?
3 columns. It is. Okay? Your account title is going to be petty cash or petty cash fund.
Now, then the next question is replenishing petty cash after you've had some money taken out.
Okay.
So
What do you mean, what do I want
I
for?
want to know what
Do you have a question before we move on?
No.
Okay. So let's,
know what was taken out?
so what's going to happen is we're now going to go out and we're going to spend this $350 on some things, right? $20 on UPS, $30 at Staples, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to use up most of it. So we're now going to replenish it because it's down by how much? Does it tell you? 161? Okay, so we need another 161. So I'm going to write this in here. Cash is going to go down by 161. We know that, right?
We didn't like one of the lights on, I can't see.
This is a all or nothing.
Well, that's better. We
Okay.
the whole line without the lights. I think about watching the video later to actually see it.
Okay, that's better?
Yes.
Okay. So we paid some expenses to come up with petty cash, right? Okay, so what you're going to have is they're probably not accounts payable, so you're going to have a bunch of stuff in other. You're going to have supplies, delivery, what was that other one? We're going to call that office expense. Okay, and you're going to put in the amount, whatever it is, $30, $60, let's see, that's 90, I need $71, okay? There's the other, and notice I've used 3 lines here, and it's okay to do that. So you're going to end up with a date, check number, because you're going to write a check to take down to the bank so that the person who's in charge of the petty cash fund can cash it and get the money. Okay? This is spent. We've got to replenish it. Okay? Everybody good with this? You're not giving me a great level of comfort here.
No, I'm not exactly that, but I guess I'm wondering, is the 161, or you're not putting back in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? How much did cash change by? So my bank account, my general ledger account for cash is going to go down by 161. Okay?
Okay.
I've recorded these expenses. Oh, I see what you...
There's
see,
always
I've done...
petty cash.
Yeah, I have not hit petty cash anywhere here, have I? Okay.
Because there's always a set amount in the petty cash towards what it's, the book is saying. And so in order
Right.
to replenish, to keep it that exact amount, that's why the check is just for $161. That's what they paid for the month, to put it back at that set dollar amount.
Yeah. So to think this through, you've got to record these expenses. And perhaps the best way to do that is just in the general journal. Right? Because that'll make more sense. Let's come over here and do it differently. So you've got supplies, expense for the $30, debit it. Delivery, I just tried to shortcut it. It isn't going to work, is it? $60. Office expense for the other 71. Then you're going to credit petty cash 161. Okay? That'll make it.
Yeah.
Then what you'll do is you'll come over here and you'll replenish petty cash and you'll just have an entry like you had the first one in your cash disbursements journal. That more clear?
Yes,
That's better.
yes.
I do have one question.
Yes.
What if you're working in a retail establishment that doesn't have a petty cash fund, but they need to buy things like office supplies and stuff like that?
You're going to, I'm not going to like what you're going to do, but go ahead.
Okay. In some businesses, they actually make small payouts for little items like, staplers or buttons or whatever, and they pay through the cash register till.
Right.
So that is So that gets reconciled with the cash receipts?
at the end of the day. And you're gonna record that. Remember how we were doing it before when you would have the cash over and short?
Yes.
So you're gonna have an other column in your sales journal all of a sudden, which is just awkward. But you're gonna have to record it, and record those expenses on your sales journal,
Okay.
okay?
As like payout or something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
as an expense. Because they're taking the money out of the cash register. It confuses things a little bit. Can it be done? Yes. It's not as neat and clean. But do people do it? Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah. Okay. Other questions? Yes?
I just want to confirm exactly what she was talking about. So on the 9/4, the 161, so when you're only replenishing the 161, so that's
Right.
all your, because you did the 350
Well, let's look
beginning
at,
of the month.
let's throw up a T account up here, okay? Petty cash. So that first entry, when we create the petty cash fund, we put $350 here, right? And then we spend some, and we spend some, and we spend some, and we get a balance. Somebody do the math for me. It's 139, right? Good? No. It's 189, yeah. Well, I subtracted from 300. So your balance is 189 at that point, right? Okay. Then we come along and we do the second entry where we write a new check to petty cash and we're putting another 161 back in here to bring your balance back to the original 350. Okay? So the book will go through and talks about this. At all times, the balance in your petty cash account plus the total of all of your receipts always equals that $350.
So you're actually having two entries for the month, that same month, January 2nd and 31st.
You have an entry to record all the expenses, what you spent out of the petty cash fund. Then you have an entry to replenish the petty cash fund. You could only have one entry. We're just going to replenish the petty cash and we'll write the other check later. I'm sorry, I misspoke. We're just going to record the expenses and we'll replenish the fund later.
So that could be February 1st.
Could be. Because let's say some companies, a lot of companies do this. We only write checks on Fridays, or we only write checks on the 1st and the 15th. Well, accounting requires you to come in and report all your expenses by the 30th or the 31st, right? So you report all your expenses and you expect to get reimbursed on the 1st, but they don't write the check till the 1st. Okay? So it could happen. Yes, ma'am?
So it's different than that, oh, sorry.
So if we were to record the replenishment of the petty cash in the cash payments journal, the way that the book shows, we would never take that amount in the posting reference back to petty cash, to debit petty cash, right?
Hang on. You would never take this and post it in petty cash?
Well, I'm wondering where you would put the posting reference, because it's, the way that it's indicated in the book is it lists out the supplies that are very miscellaneous, and the posting references would be those three expenses, right?
Right.
So then where would you record the,
Well, okay, let's walk through this. Here's the mechanics of what's really going on. You record the expenses, okay? You reduce petty cash. Then you put money back in petty cash.
where,
I haven't opened the book and looked at it in a semester for this chapter probably. You could, like I was doing before, record the individual expenses here, but you would have to replenish petty cash
as a separate
entry.
You do two entries to replenish the petty cash.
Right.
One
So you could go
to-
expense, 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 expense,
And then one to
and then you'd have petty cash, and then you'd have cash going to petty cash again,
Right.
okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
So keep it in the general fund.
And what you'll find is that people will do,
Is it common practice to?
well, let me do one question at a time, okay? Oops, I'm erasing half of what I want to keep. All right. Here's what you'll kind of get if you do that. So you'll have, where were my expenses? I erased them, good.
Supplies.
What do we have? Supplies. I think it was 30, and then it was delivery,
60 and then 71.
60. Office, 71. Okay, petty cash, 161. And then let's just show them all as journal entries, general journal entries. Then you would go petty cash, 161, cash, 161. Okay? Now, if you did them at the same time, you'll see a lot of people shortcut this and do that entry. Okay? Does it really show that the money's going to petty cash? Not really.
Right.
Okay? Which is part of why, an accounting purist is going to go, But does it work? Yes. Okay? You were next.
It's just that the book doesn't do that, so that is.
No, but I'm just showing you that you will see this happen in the real world.
And in the test, should we do it your way, that way? Because it doesn't make sense how the book's doing it, really.
No?
I think that the book is missing the second part where the money goes back into petty cash.
I believe from memory, it's been a while, that the book is doing this, but it's doing it on the cash disbursements journal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it works, but they're doing this. They're eliminating these two.
Exactly.
Okay? So as long as you realize that, and they really do kind of belong.
Didn't you put that in the description?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who was next?
This is really on the same topic. I guess I wasn't replenishing petty cash unless it specified in here, so I'm just curious, is it common practice to replenish it right away?
Typically, you only replenish petty cash when it gets below a certain amount.
Okay.
Okay? So we have 350. If it drops below $100, I'll replenish it.
So on the test, should we just do,
If it tells you to replenish it, replenish it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it.
But shouldn't the petty cash balance be a debit balance?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that's a step the book's missing now, because in this exercise, it's asking you to replenish petty cash.
Right.
And you're listing those expenses, comes out to $161.
Yes. How does your balance ever become a credit?
I mean, I'm on a credit balance of 161, which is,
How? If you start with 350 and you subtract 161, how do you ever get a credit balance?
oh, okay.
You're thinking something here. Help me out, because I want to walk through
The
this.
exercise, maybe I didn't follow through from one exercise to the other, but it's,
Okay, but do you understand the concept? If I start with $350, yeah. So if you want to show me what you've got at break, I'm more than happy to look at it. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I think it's just confusing the way that the book does it and the way that you're doing it here. And because we're writing in the cash credit column, $161.
Right.
We're crediting petty cash $161 from this one and only entry in the cash payments journal. And
Correct.
it's not showing us the second step where we would then put in to have it be petty cash under the account title, where it's the amount is the debit amount to put back in petty cash, where we post-reference it there.
Okay.
It's missing that second step, so it's leaving us hanging with only crediting
let's come back over to the actual cash payments journal, okay? So we've got this check that we wrote to replenish petty cash. The way the book's doing it, based on what you guys are telling me here, is they're listing the expenses here. And they will have, in the post reference, the account numbers.
That is not petty cash in
For here.
any of those account numbers.
No, these are the expense accounts for supplies, delivery, office. Then you're going to have another entry down here, okay, that would be,
Petty cash,
okay?
161. right?
But I'm actually not ever going to affect this account because there's already a $350 balance in here. It does not go down until I make an entry. So all I'm going to do is come out here and take the total of these and credit cash for 161, post this to the debits, relieve my general cash account. The balance in my petty cash account is $350. It's still correct. I've recorded the expenses, and here I've reduced
Because
cash.
you're writing the check to petty cash.
Correct.
So once we cash that, it doesn't need a journal entry or.
That's in essence what the book is saying.
Right.
I wrote this up here because I wanted to make sure that you saw that there are definitely two distinct steps going on right there.
Right.
Okay?
Because we're writing that check to petty cash through the cash payments journal.
Right.
That's basically our entry to replenish the petty cash.
Right. And what you have the 3 debit entries to expenses, the 1 credit to cash. There's your 3 debit entries, the credit to cash. Draw a line through the other 2 that really do belong there, but notice they cancel each other out. Okay? And that's what they're showing you when they do it in the cash payments journal. Good? Does that help? Seeing it both ways?
Can we do it either way?
Can I do it what?
Can we do it either way?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, I think part of the reason it's confusing right now is because they do the whole petty cash analysis sheet that like kind of more like goes through the steps of showing like where all the money's going in the
Yes.
first place without like posting it.
What that's for is there's a person who's responsible for controlling the petty cash and handing it out to people, and they collect the receipts for all the cash that they've given out. And what you have to do is report to the person who's recording this, here's what we spent the money on, so they know what general ledger accounts to post it to. So that document is actually creating this information for them. Okay? That's how I like to look at it.
So is that something we have to do? Is the petty cash analysis sheet on the test job?
No, not going to do one of those. Okay?
And then do what?
You're not going to have to do one of those.
The analysis sheet.
Yes. Okay. Next question. Having too much fun. Yes?
I'm using a mental block on that. In chapter 8 on the posted, when you have shortages and overages
On the sales journal.
on the sales journal.
Okay. So, before I erase this, everybody's good with this? Can I erase it? Okay. So, let's go do,
Cash receipts journal, actually.
okay, cash receipts journal.
The only thing is, when you have a shortage,
No. Cash receipts journal. What are the headers for the cash receipts journal? Date. That's a good bet. Description. What's next? Post reference. Next. Accounts receivable. I'm sorry, credit? Next. What?
Sales tax payable.
Sales tax payable, ST payable. That's a credit also. Sales. Credit. Next.
Other accounts.
Other. And is that a debit or credit? Credit. And?
Cash debit.
So we have one, count them, one debit on the whole page. The rest of them are all credits, okay? So go ahead, continue with your question.
Well, my question is just in my head, for some reason, when you're over, you have more revenue. And I just don't understand why you're crediting.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a specific set of data that we can work with?
No.
Okay. That's okay.
I just have questions all over this part, yeah.
So, January 7th, we have cash sales. Okay? Cash sales. Is that cash sales going to affect our accounts receivable? No. Is it going to affect my sales tax payable? Yes. So let's look at how much sales we had first. Let's say it's $384. And how much sales tax is there on the $384?
Sorry, the sales credit was 4,800, the sales tax was 384.
Okay, hang on. We had $4,800 in sales. We all agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sales tax on that was $384 at whatever the rate is that they're using. Okay? And so how much cash should we have? Add the two together. $5,184, right? Okay. How much cash do we really have? Let me write that down. 5,184 is what we should have. Okay? How much do we really have? 5,166. So we are short by how much? $18. Good? Okay. So my cash actually is 5,166. I need a debit or credit to make this balance. My two credits need to equal my debit. They don't. I need what? I need a credit? I need a debit. Okay? So since this column is set up to be credits, I need 18, and the book says to circle it, so we'll circle it. Okay, so this becomes a debit. So my credits equal my debits. And my debits in this case are both of those. Okay? Now, let's make up some hypothetical. If the same data applied, 384 and 4,800 in sales, I'm still looking for 5,184 bucks in cash, right? Theoretically. What if I have $5,199 in cash? A, some customer's pissed. B, I have an extra 15 bucks. Okay? That is kind of extra sales. So this would be a credit of $15, and my cash would be $5,199, like that. Not circled, because it's truly a credit now. So my credits equal my debits. Well, because the column header is that all of these are credits, and you have to indicate that it's not. I would put it in parentheses, you would put it in parentheses. The book says circle it. Okay? Okay. Good? Does that get you where you want to be?
It's just when I'm posting it, I'm posting something that I think should be revenue to a credit.
Well, revenue is a credit.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy at that point.
No, yeah, okay. But you're debiting, right?
No, I'm crediting it.
And overage?
This is a credit.
An overage.
This is a debit. So a shortage is a debit, which is an expense because I have a loss.
Right.
An overage is a credit because I have extra sales.
Okay.
I have a gain.
Thank you.
Cool. There's a hand over here. All the hands are gone now. Mary, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you'll accept parentheses.
Yes, I will. Okay.
Confusing.
Yes. All right, other questions? Yes.
So the account name says cash short / over.
Over.
I forget to write over or short, like if I just write cash over in the amounts, will I get docked for not saying
Not too bad.
okay? It just makes more sense visually.
But you're supposed to write out the full name of the account, so.
I
Okay?
think that's interesting is this, because there's not a separate account for overages and a separate one for shortage. It's either or.
Either or, so it could be a debit or a credit.
Have one of the each. So.
Yeah. Okay?
What's the debit balance?
No, you could have a credit balance in your cash over short. You could have a debit or a credit. Now think about the real world though. What is most likely going to happen when you have employees running a cash register? You're typically going to be short, which means you're going to have a debit balance. So I would say its normal balance is a debit. However, miracles do happen. Okay? Are we good with this one? Okay. Next question. Anything? Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, I was working on chapter 8 homework,
Chapter 8.
and it was telling us to log a purchase in the purchase journal.
Okay.
That is if you have purchase and freight, right?
Okay.
If you don't have freight, then it gets logged into the general journal.
Okay. Help me out here. Let's get the column headers up here for a purchases journal. Okay. I'll spot your date.
Yeah, customer's name.
Customer name. Hang on. Customer name and then what? Invoice number. Terms. What? Post reference?
Accounts payable credit. Purchases debit. Freight in debit.
Good? Okay. So, two things can happen. And this is, I believe, the crux of your question. We're going to buy something. 1-7 from, I don't know, who's the customer or the vendor? What? Is this customer or vendor? Because we're buying something. This is the purchase journal, right?
They say customer, but I mean,
Yeah, you get confused. Like vendor? Vendor. Who's the vendor?
Active design.
Active. I like them. We buy lots of stuff from them. Okay. We get some sort of invoice number, 9. We get a date and we get terms. And they gave us terms, right? So how much stuff did we buy from Active? Doesn't matter. $6,000, okay? Right? Now, is there any freight involved? Here's the question. Yes.
If there is or if there isn't.
When you buy something from a vendor, they can quote it to you two ways. If I buy the stuff, have we covered this? This is my store. This is the vendor warehouse. Okay? On an invoice, there's a section called FOB. Okay, not S, it's an F. This is free on board. where do I take title to the goods, i.e. risk of loss? So if the goods leave the vendor's warehouse and the truck driver drives straight off a cliff, am I out of luck or is the vendor out of luck? Depends on what this says. If it's FOB origin, you're out of luck. If it's FOB destination, the vendor's out of luck. Okay? So and the difference here a lot of times is who's paying the freight is the other part of this. Is the vendor paying the trucking company or am I paying the trucking company? So if the vendor is paying the trucking company but they're charging me back for the freight, let's say it's $200, okay, I'm going to have the stuff delivered to you but you're going to pay the $200 to deliver it. Cool? And you owe me $6,200. That's how that works. Now, hypothetical number 2 is the same $6,000 worth of stuff, and I say, I'll have a truck come pick it up. This is 0. I owe them $6,000.
So it's all those in that same journal.
Okay? It's all in the same journal, but it's only $6,000. Now, my truck goes and picks it up, you know, the guy in the brown outfit or whoever he is, and brings it to my store. And later on, I get a bill from the guy in the brown outfit, right? So I'm going to end up with, and I'm just going to do it as a general journal entry, I'm going to end up with freight in of $200, and I have to pay him of $200. Notice, I end up in the same place. But one, it gets recorded on the purchases journal because they're paying it and I'm reimbursing them. And the other method is I'm paying it and I get an invoice later. Somebody else asked me this question before class. Okay, so both methods work. It depends on what you negotiate with the vendor.
So if there's no freight, it still goes in the purchasing journal.
Yeah? You just get a 0.
Like no example for that. It's on
Oh, unfortunate.
journal, or does it go?
Yeah.
Can't go in the freight in that you paid, can't go in the cash payment journal.
Yeah, this could go in the cash payments journal when you get this invoice. That's why I said I'm just writing it as a general journal entry for an example. Okay? And it probably will go in the cash payments journal. Good? Okay. Next question. Next answer?
Is
Yes?
it a good rule of thumb under other accounts, so you don't get confused between description and account name, is because you have to put the posting reference of the GL number under other accounts is just make it easy, and it's just the GL name. Does that work?
You write in the GL name so that you know what it's supposed to be later, and then you fill in the general ledger account number when you actually do the posting, and that's your posting reference to show that you did it.
Right. I don't think I worded it right. I guess what I mean is like the petty cash.
Okay? Which I erased.
The account, we put that under other account. If you just put account name, petty cash, the GL number, but then under the description on the other side, you could just put replenish, you could put whatever you want.
Yeah, you have
But
that
this
whole
is-
space over here for a description as well.
Right, but so under account name though,
It would just be account name.
just petty cash or
Yeah.
just account, I mean, it's just a rule of thumb that just put the GL.
The general ledger account name.
Right,
Yes.
the general ledger name.
Yes.
Okay. make it
Absolutely.
easier.
Okay, in the description, can you also put like petty cash and then just the account?
The description is really free form. The more you put in there, the better.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Makes it easier when you want to go back and find something. It creates a better audit trail. Okay?
So description, if we get a little too wordy or we write it, you're okay with that? It's mainly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just remember it's a test, you only have so much time.
So general ledger accounts, you don't have to have descriptions.
No, not over here in that other column, which we don't have one up here, but yeah, there's, if you have another other column, then you just put in the general ledger account name. Okay? Next question. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is for the mini project.
Okay, she wants to ask about the mini project. Go ahead.
It's the same, well,
Yeah.
it says in here is a check 604 for this one. And lesser cash discount is, I am confused how to read this.
Cash payments journal with a cash discount. You guys want to do one of those? Okay. Okay. What are the cash payment journal headers? Date, check number, description, post reference,
Accounts payable debit,
accounts payable debit,
other accounts debit,
other,
purchases discount and credit, and cash credit.
Okay, so let's even do your example. Read me the information. This is not one of the homework questions. This is on the mini project number 2,
Where is it?
behind chapter 13,
Oh, page 481.
on page 481.
483.
Page 483. Okay, what's the date?
Is October 2nd.
October 2nd. Okay, keep going.
Okay, it's a check 604
604.
for 76.73.40.
Is the amount?
Yes.
Who's the check to?
Fashion statement, the creditor.
Who?
Is a fashion statement, the creditor.
Okay, it's to a creditor. And the check amount is for
$7,673.40.
$7,643.70.
73 and 40.
70.
Okay, someone read me the whole amount once.
7673 40.
$7,673.40. Okay.
And the payment of the invoice number is this, like now.
Okay, how much was the original invoice?
7,830.
Okay, so the amount that we owe them, our accounts payable, is $7,830. Okay, so they're letting us extinguish an invoice, a debt of $7,830 for a mere $7,673.40. Okay? Do my debits equal my credits? No. The difference must go in the purchases discount column. How much is the difference? 156. So it goes there like that. Okay? So now my debits equal my credits, and I've recorded the entire transaction. So even though I recorded the purchase earlier as $7,830 and the payable is $7,830, this purchases discount column allows me to take the discount and pay a lesser amount and record both at the time of payment.
Is this in the cash journal?
This is in the cash payments journal. Okay? Because when you purchase the goods in the purchases journal, You don't know if you're going to take this discount or not. You may plan on it, but things happen. So you can't record it at that time. You can only record the discount when you actually make the payment. So the discount is here in the cash payments journal. Okay? Good?
Yes, so this is in the cash payments journal, and it goes also to the,
Well, when you get done, you total these up, and these get posted to the general ledger directly from here. And you put the posting reference in there for the general ledger accounts. Okay?
okay, so that might be 7,080 goes to the name of my creditor.
Yes, and you would
Ledger.
obviously utilize the post reference here when you posted that to your accounts payable subsidiary account.
Oh, I was thinking the other.
Good? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. Okay.
On the purchases journal, your last column is your purchases debit, accounts payable credit. So when you total that column, you're actually putting that balance in two different accounts, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you don't have a freight in or some sort of a discount component, you can have just one column, right?
Right.
So that your purchases and your accounts payable would be the same amount, so just write it in once. And you'd post it to two different accounts, just like you said.
Yeah.
So now,
Go ahead.
No purchases discount.
You don't record the purchase discount until you make the payment. Okay? So let's say I buy something today and I record it with the discount, but in 10 days I go to make the payment and I don't have enough cash, so I don't make it. Whoops, now I have to make an entry because I've already recorded the discount. That's why we don't do it. Okay? We wait and do it when we actually make the payment. Good? Okay. Other questions? 7, 8, and 9. 3 chapters. Lots of excitement. There are... Okay, go ahead. You're up.
Which one of those?
You. Ladies first.
There we go. How much of 9.3A is a big problem? So how much of that can go through?
Tell me the gist of the problem. I don't have it in front of me.
There's
There's
three sales, cash, and general journal.
sales, cash, and general journal.
And there's about what, 10, 12 transactions.
Okay, it'll take us half an hour probably, maybe 45 minutes.
That's why I phrased the question like that.
Okay, we got lots to cover. I would love to do it for you though. So if you guys are, we'll be here all the way till 9, but we could do it.
Or we could wait.
I have a lot of questions on that one, so it'd be nice to feel.
All right, that's what we're doing. Okay, what journals do we need?
Sales,
We need a sales journal. Okay, so let's start with the sales journal. What goes on it?
Date, invoice, customer name, posting numbers, accounts receivable, debt, and sales credit.
Sales tax payable credit. Sales credit.
Well, it's a wholesale business, so there's no sales tax. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got accounts receivable debit, sales credit. Wholesale business, no sales tax. Good. What other journals do we need?
Cash receipts.
Okay, I'm going to do that one over here. So cash receipt starts with what? Date. Description. Post reference.
Accounts receivable credit.
Oh. Go on.
And theoretically, sales tax payable, but
But we don't have it.
sales credit.
Hold it. Did you just give me the same one?
No,
Sales tax.
there's a sales journal and a cash receipts journal.
This is cash receipts journal, sorry. Got myself messed up.
Sales credit.
Sales credit.
AR is a debit?
Cash debit.
I'm thinking too much. I gotta stop.
Other accounts, credit.
Yeah, other accounts with the account title.
Other, credit or debit?
Is credit.
Okay.
Sales discount.
Sales discount? Okay.
And cash.
Cash debt.
Okay. Don't move that. It'll look funny. Okay, what was the third one that we need?
General journal.
We need the general journal?
General journal.
Okay, that's easy. Yes?
The discount, that goes in cash payments, right? Not cash receipts.
You can have a purchase discount or you can have a sales discount that you're allowing the customer. In this case, we have a sales discount we're allowing the customer. Okay. So there are 10 transactions. Transaction 1.
And I'd like to question.
Okay, we're going to stop for just a sec.